Hi folks, how are you all? Hope you're all very well. It's cold, it's rainy, it's very dark here in Thatcham. This is going to be quite a quick video, just a few moments talking about mental health and my mental health situation. Quite a number of you have watched my recent mental health update where I talked about my autism Asperger's assessment. I've had quite a few comments over the last few months on my mental health videos from people suggesting that I'm not actually mentally ill and I don't have a mental illness. I think those comments come from the point of me sort of discovering that I'm actually, or at least being told by the people at the recent assessment, that I'm actually quite good at communicating, and I always thought I wasn't, and not being able to communicate is a part of my mental illness and what is going on. But I think a lot of people have come to the conclusion that I'm not mentally ill because of that. So I guess there are some extra things that I should tell you about my mental illness that I haven't actually mentioned before. I've always wanted to be very open and very honest with you. I don't consider that I haven't been telling the truth. I just haven't been telling you the whole truth. If you want to see that as me not telling you the truth, that's your prerogative. But the point that I'm trying to make is there are things that go on inside of my head, and there are things that are happening to me in my life and have happened to me over the last few years that are without a shadow of a doubt far more serious than not being able to communicate with people, not being able to socialise, that kind of thing. Those things, as I said, are the kind of things that I think has led people to believe that I'm not mentally ill. There are things that are going on with me now that are much more serious than that. I'm not going to talk about those things at the moment because, well, the truth is I don't want to. There are things happening in my life which aren't very pleasant. They're not threatening to me in terms of a physical threat or anything like that, so I'm not self-harming or have any thoughts of harming or harming other people or any suicidal thoughts. So it's nothing like that. It's just that there are things happening inside of my head and on a daily basis in terms of living my life that are much more serious than not being able to communicate, not being able to socialise, these kinds of things. So I just wanted to, as I said, if you consider that I haven't been telling you the whole truth, that's up to you. But there are just things that I don't want to talk about. I wanted to make mental health videos where I was very open and very honest. But there are things that I don't want to talk about. There are things in my life that I haven't talked to anybody ever about. And I'm going to have to talk about those kind of things to my doctors and to my psychologist when I begin my psychotherapy, and I'm not looking forward to talking about those kind of things at all. I don't want to talk about them, but I'm going to have to if I want to get better. So yeah, I understand why people have been suggesting that I'm not mentally ill, because you haven't got the entire picture. And if you think I haven't been honest with you, well, I apologise for that, but there are just things that I don't want to talk about. And I think, this is my YouTube channel and I make the videos, so I think it's my right not to talk about these things. So yeah, I'm going to have to talk about them eventually to the doctors, but they're not things that I want to talk about now and want to explain because they're very hard and very difficult. So yeah, I just wanted to make this quick video. I understand and I appreciate that some of you who have been telling me that I don't have a mental illness and that I shouldn't be taking medication. I understand that that might come from a position of being concerned about me, and I really do genuinely appreciate that. And I understand that your experiences of mental health and medication may be very different to mine, but throughout my life, the problems that I've had with anxiety and depression have been made much, much easier as a result of medication. In the beginning, My lifestyle now of being a vegan and eating healthy and exercising has also made my problems much easier. But I'm going to follow the doctor's advice, and I have my medication, my Seroxat. I'm not going to stop taking it because despite the many imperfections of the NHS and mental health, I do believe passionately that the vast majority of doctors and people who work at the NHS and within mental health are actually good people who actually genuinely want to help and who are experts in their field. So anyway, I'm going to bring this video to an end. Thank you for your concern. Please don't make the mistake of thinking that I'm not appreciative of you telling me I'm not ill, but there's a lot going on in my life that I haven't explained. I haven't given you the whole picture, and I certainly do consider myself to have a mental illness. It's not just I'm being told by other people. I know that I have a mental illness. I know that I need help, and I'm getting that help, and things are gradually improving. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.